Good morning, madam. My name is Junio Rudi. I'm from the International Management class with name B10242 11 and 05. From today I'm going to explain a little about how rational people think at the margin. First of all, people systematically and purposefully do the best they can do to achieve their objectives given opportunities. Rational people often make decisions by comparing marginal benefits and marginal cost. Margin means edge, so marginal change are adjustment around the edges of what you are doing. A rational decision maker takes an action if and only if the marginal benefit of the action exceeds the marginal cost. Let me show you a video so you will be more understand about how rational people think at the margin.
Rational people think at the margin.
Few decisions in life are black and white. Most things involve some shade of gray. What that means is we're thinking not about doing something in its entirety or doing something not at all, but doing a little bit more here or there. Economists call that thinking at the margin.
Jadon Wright is a college student who thinks at the margin. Jadon is a senior with a heavy course load. She needs a lot of time to go to classes and to study at the library. But she also needs to make some spending money. So twice a week, she works for several hours at the college's alumni office.
Hi, Mr. Cohen. Hi, my name is Jadon Wright, and I'm calling from Wesleyan University's annual fund.
Jadon's problem is that she doesn't always have enough time to work at her campus job. But she doesn't have to quit her job. She can adjust her schedule in increments.
I try to see what's coming up in the week and balance those things out. Sometimes I may have a lot of schoolwork to do, so I may cut back on my working hours, and sometimes I may not have that much schoolwork to do, and so I'll increase my working hours.
Jadon makes her best decisions by thinking at the margin. That's what businesses do.
Okay, the first person we are talking about is Jordan Wright. She is a college student who has so many schedules. She needs a lot of time to go to classes and the library. But not all of that, she also has a part-time job for several hours because she needs some money to spend. And now, the problem she has is that she has so many things to do, such as study, doing homework, and work for money. This is where she faced the decision whether to quit her job or quit her campus because she has so many schedules. Here, she thinks rationally at the margin. From her perspective, if her homework adds up, then the marginal cost for her was to cut some of her working time, and her marginal revenue is that she can do her homework more efficiently. And if she doesn't have homework to do, the marginal cost for her is the study time, and the marginal revenue for her is her job time that is increased so that she can get more money. Very rational.
General Motors, other auto companies do that kind of analysis all the time. Should we produce one more car? Or should we call it quits? If we produce one more car, what if nobody buys it? What if we drive down the price of our own product by oversupplying, by creating a glut? So again, the marginal analysis question is not where have I been, but where do you stand now? What could you do with the next dollar in your pocket, with the next 5 minutes of time that you have to allot?
Okay, here is the second one. Whether you want to increase your car production or call quits if no one buys your produced car. It is very difficult for us to decide this one. So, right here is where we face the decision. If we increase the car production, it's still 50% that people will buy the car, and 50% for people who doesn't want to buy the car. If we increase the car's production, it means that we also need to add some employees and some parts of the car. But if no one wants to buy the car, well, it's futile. If we cut the price by oversupplying the car, we'll have some customer who will buy the car, but I think it's not very rational for us.
The theater business in New York City also practices marginal analysis. In recent years, Broadway has been setting attendance records. But even in good times, many seats still go unsold. So theater owners and producers created TKTS. It's a discount sales outlet in Times Square, where theatergoers can buy half-price seats a few hours before the performance. It's a great deal for everyone. The customers get a bargain, and the theater owners and producers increase their revenues.
If you're a theater manager and I look at my house and I look at the theater and I realize I've only sold 3/4 of my tickets, well, I'm willing to discount the remaining quarter of the tickets because I'd rather have 1/4 of the price or 1/2 the price of a ticket rather than have those seats go totally empty. So at the margin, the marginal cost, marginal revenue I'm gaining is really the choice between an empty seat or a seat sold at half price.
And now is the third one. This one is actually easy for us to understand. This theater produce some ticket for their customer, but even when it's in their good days, there are still plenty of empty seat left, which means that there are still some of the tickets haven't been sold yet. So the theater owner thinks at the margin whether they decided to reduce their ticket production or lower the price. Here, they choose to lower the price by giving the customer a discount. So, in this few hours, the customer will buy the tickets with a discount because the owner give the discount for the customer is just for a few hours because before the movie started. Okay, from what you can see here, the customer is happy because they get a discount for their movies. But for the theater, they have their tickets sold out. Rational.
Economists assume that rational people will only act if the marginal benefit of an action exceeds the marginal cost. Jadon will adjust her schedule so that she can make money at her job and still have enough time to study. Broadway theater producers will price their tickets to maximize their profits. They'll both make better decisions by thinking at the margin, whether it's how to manage her time, in Jadon's case, or how to price unsold theater seats.
So, rational people always think at the margin. They always choose to decide something that will give them more than spend. Like that theater where they choose to cut the ticket price, just to fill the seats, because people will buy some chips or snacks and beverage in the theater, so they raise the chips, snacks, or the beverage price into more expensive. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening my explanation of the third principle of economics, how people think decide by thinking at the margin. Thank you, madam.